Welcome to the channel. If you're new, subscribe. If you enjoy this video, click the like button, and if you have any questions, leave a comment. In this video, we're going to be learning how to write to a file using Java. So let's get into it. So in order to achieve what we need to do, we need a couple of things. We need a string of content that we want to write onto a file, and then we need to know the location of where we want to store the file. So we need the try-catch exception to handle any errors that we get. For example, if we're not able to find a file, or if anything goes wrong when reading or writing to the file, and we're just going to print out whatever error we get. Then we're going to have a string of text that we want. Welcome channel. Then we're going to need a file output stream that writes this string of text onto a file. And then we need to know the location of where we want this file to be stored. So going to store it in the source folder and name it output.txt. Now what we need to do is write this text onto the file output stream. As you can see, we have three options. We can either write an integer, can write a byte array, or we can write a byte array with a specific start to end of where we want to start writing the bytes onto the file and where to end it off. But the one we're going to be focusing on is the second one. So we're going to be writing this text into a byte format. And then last thing we need is to close this file stream. Now let's test it out. As you can see, our program compiled successfully and gave us this output. As you can see, we were able to write welcome to the channel onto the file. Now I want us to take it one step further. I want us to take a contents of a file that's already existing and then write it onto a file. So in order to do this, we're going to create a new file. Let's call it input.txt. And in our file, we're going to write subscribe, like, and comment. So we need to take the contents of the input file and write it onto the output file. So for now, let's delete this output file. So now, once we have that, we need to, so since we've deleted the output file, we need to read this input file and then write the contents of that input file onto our file output stream. So in order to do that, I'm going to use a scanner object. That's going to scan the file. Which is src.txt. Then we're gonna have to go through the file. So while scanner is next, say file upstream dot write, and yes, we're going to scan the next line and then get the bytes. If this is new to you, I suggest you click on the link in the description, go into the previous video where I discuss how to read from a file. And as I say, once you finish reading, you need to close the file. There we go. So let's test this out. So we have our input and we have our string of text. So let's run it. As you can see, our program compiled successfully and we were able to write an output file. Now let's see what's in our file. As you can see, we have welcome to the channel. Oh wait, now we have subscribe, like, and comment. But this doesn't look pretty at all. As you can see, there is no space, and we would like to have and this line start on a new line. This test start on a new line. So let's start over. So let's delete this output. And in order to do that, it's just one simple trick. Just include a \n to indicate that everything that comes after this channel word needs to come into a new line. So now let's test out our code. As you can see, successfully compiled and we're able to run. Now let's see the output. And here we go. We're able to read from a string and write it onto a file, and we're able to read from a file and write it onto another file. Thank you for watching.